All right, guys, let's talk about the Diamondback Tools Flux Pouch. 11 months later, instantly fell in love with this thing. Have been using it every single day since I purchased it off of Amazon for $110. It obviously comes in black. It also comes in a second color, what Diamondback Tools calls Ranger Green. You can get it as a left-handed person or a right-handed person. And let's not forget, as stated in previous videos, I have modified mine with a clip. The clip comes from a pouch from Occidental Leather Tools. I can still utilize it for its intended purpose and an original design and slide a tool belt through there if I wanted to. I prefer the clip. This is not like a heavy duty pouch. This is for like lightweight purposes. So keep that in mind. One of the reasons I like it is because it is so compact and you can organize it so well. Let's do a POV here for pretending, it's we're looking down at our hip. Let's focus in on this big pocket first. It looks like there's a lot going on, and that's because there is a lot going on, boys. You can do so much with this pouch. I have a roll of tape in here. If it's not on my MP2X hanging on the T-bar and I'm using it frequently on a job, I have it in here for easier access. I also have a Weehaw combo pliers, insulated, probably the most comfortable handles that you can get out there. Last Best Tool does have a video on these handles specifically. If you want to go check out his channel for that video for more information, he's legit. I have a Klein Tools level in here, GFCI tester from GB, and then below that tester, I have the legendary Stubby from Vessel. This thing is sick, and if you didn't know any better, you probably couldn't even tell there's a ratcheting function to it. The mechanism on here from forward and reverse is so small and sleek. I love this thing. I still have my Klein Tools stubbies laying around, but I opt out for this one every time. And then I also have a 16-footer from Tough Built in there. And now that we can see the big pocket a little clearer, these dividers here, this big one and these two small ones, are essentially just sleeves. I can access whatever material is down there through those sleeves. This is a very big pocket. If you wanted to put uh, a, a fluke meter in there, or you wanted to put your impact in there, you could do so easily. You could fit a metal four square in there, conduit fittings, whatever it is, you can fit it inside there. Now, my only complaint, and this is just preference, um, all the best pouches have scooped bottoms. The Occidental 9502, the 9501, those all have scooped bottoms. This front pouch does not have a scooped bottom. You pay attention closely, there's a seam right here. And all the screws, I keep screws in here and wire nuts in here. All the screws seem to gravitate towards that seam. Now, versus the wire nuts in here, they're more evenly distributed in the pocket because of the scoop bottom. I find myself reaching in here for a handful of screws. I keep 632s, 832s, Tapcons, ground screws, construction screws, all kinds of screws, rummaging through all these screws to find the one I want because they're all gravitating towards that seam. Now, also, they have this really rigid and rough material here. They call it the diamond skin. Kind of wish that this front pouch wasn't so flimsy and it was made out of that diamond skin. Then you also have that, which I could probably fix with some Velcro down here, and it would stop that. Stick it in there real nice, and it would eliminate that problem. But I do wish this front pouch was a little bit more rigid. I wish it was made out of this diamond skin, and I wish it had a scooped bottom. In front of the pouch, you see this webbing here. you can utilize that webbing for things like a tape measure, an impact. I don't really use those for anything, but I do use the webbing on this side for, if I'm like tired of my tape measure getting in the way when I'm reaching in here for things, I will put my tape measure here. It does kind of distribute the weight, and it favors this tape measure side, but I do use that. I can also slip like a Joey pouch on there, a DB Sachs on there. I when I do rough-ins, I like to have like a dedicated clip-on pouch here for staples because I don't like to mix my staples and screws because then it gets really annoying. Um, on the opposite side here, we have two pockets, one big one little one, and some webbing. This big one, you can see that Ranger green color there on the lip, but these bits I store here. I previously stored these bits in my MP2X, so it has kind of relieved my MP2X of some of the load. And I have a DeWalt extension here. I have a Diablo paddle spade bit, whatever you want to call it. I usually carry a 7/8 with me. I ran out of those. And then I have a flip socket in there. And then there's this pocket down here, this little guy, which as you could tell, I haven't really utilized as much as this one because it's not worn in, it's not stretched out. And then you have that webbing here that you can clip things on. You can put your impact there if you wanted to. So again, big pocket, little pocket, webbing, and the pockets are made out of that patented diamond skin. Now, we have some webbing in here. This is my favorite part of the pouch. We have some webbing up here for a 5-slot bit index. I have 5 bits in there. I use every single spot. Here I have a 1/4-inch drill bit from Milwaukee, 4 inches. When I first got this, they were super tight, and now I've stretched them out, and they're still very snug. It's not like they're falling through or anything. And when I go to grab my combo pliers, these are never in the way. So that's a plus. The next 3 bits, 1, 2, 3, are Klein Tools 3.5-inch long impact rated bits. This is the one I use the most out of all these bits. I surprisingly use this one the most. It's the 3/16 slotted bit. Old electrical systems, they only used slotted screws. So instead of using a flathead and wasting my life away, I'll grab my impact, slap this in there, and get on with my life. And then next to it, I have a number 2 Phillip or number 2 square, 3.5 inches long. And then next to that is the number 2 Phillips. Every once in a while, the bit holder will get in the way if I'm, needing to get down into some deep holes or something. The skinny guy will do the trick, grant me access to deeper places. So this last one, I have opted out for a T20 for my construction screws. It's a little 1/4 inch. I didn't go for the 3.5 because I wanted to utilize the magnet in my impact holder here, my impact bit holder. Essentially I'll just pop that out and replace it. That way my long, like 3.5 inch construction screws are magnetized and they're not flopping all over the place. This thing is advertised towards like plumbers, electricians, but it's universal. Anyone could use it if they wanted to. Again, it's very small. It's lightweight. The width of it, you could tell 6.5. Height 9.5, and then the big pocket. It's only 4.5 inches deep. So not huge, but it packs a big punch, fellas. If you are in the market, if you are trying to decide if you really want this, 100% would recommend this. Why? Scooped bottom. I'm just kidding. Let me know what you guys think. Peace.